It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Friday Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. On this, the 7th day of June, 2024, coming to you from Bedford County, Virginia. It's supposed to be nice and warm today, but it's supposed to be really crappy windy. So I don't know what that's going to lead for the afternoon, but anyway, we'll see. It was an absolutely horrible news day today. What I actually consider news, there was 3 stories. The MSC Euribia guessed overboard in the fjords. A Reef Rescue and Carnival Removes a Casino Perk. That and a lot more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today is National Donut Day. I have some donuts, and as soon as the show's over, I'm going to go have one for National Donut Day. If you're listening via the podcast, you can always access it via my blog, which is accessadventure.net. And the way it works, folks, usually within 10 to 15 minutes at the end of the show, I've got the podcast processed and up on all the networks, including up on accessadventure.net, which is my blog. So it's usually there. Anytime you're listening via the podcast and want to jump over to the video feed for pictures or clips or interviews or whatever, there's always a link in the description of the podcast, so you can do just that. All right, so there were actually 2 stories this morning that I didn't really rate as news stories. One of them, Hot Air Tom mentioned that he hopes I talk about it. And this one was, there was a lot of facts missing. That's why I didn't really get promoted to news. And I couldn't come up with, making sure that everything was factual. But the story goes, a young man graduates from high school. His parents have taken apparently land-based vacations. They'd never been on a cruise. The kid wanted to go on a cruise, so the 3 of them went on a cruise. Now, the young man, who's 18 years old, had done some research on what to do and watched videos on cruise ships and what you do and getting to ports and what to do in port and all those things. The parents, they're typical Americans, arrogant, know everything. You don't have to ask them. They don't ask anything. They just go and do. So they're in a port of call. Was never mentioned which one. Assuming it was in Mexico, but that's an assumption. And the parents go out shopping and they're negotiating with the vendors. Now, the kid had explained to him, you have to be back on ship at a certain time. Well, it got up getting close to the time and the kid's trying to get him away and the mother just waves him off. And he says, I'm going back to the ship. It's time to go. So he goes back to the ship. The parents show up 45 minutes late. The ship is long gone. They message him and are PO'd. See how nicely I said that? Because the kid didn't stop the ship from sailing. What the hell's the kid supposed to do? Kidnap the captain? I'm sorry, but the arrogance of some Americans just irks me. Pay no attention to any rules because they think they know everything. Well, here, a young teenager sailed away because he did it right. And then his parents are mad at him because they were wrong and wouldn't admit it. They had to go get to an airport, pay an expensive flight to the next port to get back on the ship. And then they're still mad at the kid. I think the parents need to be thrown in cruise jail. Anyway, so that whole story. Well, again, folks, I could not affirm a lot of the factual basis of that. However, it was in enough places and enough comments from people. I feel reasonably certain it was factual. And the other thing that, I thought I might mention today that is sort of interesting. Oceana Cruises is bringing back the old-fashioned paper for boarding stuff. 75 days before the cruise, they're going to send you a personalized letter, a welcome aboard booklet, a deck-by-deck guide per ship, 4 reusable luggage tags. Now, I'd like to see reusable luggage tags, how that works. I've not seen that before. Personalized luggage tag inserts with current cruise information. So maybe the 4 reusable luggage tags are like the little clear plastic sleevey thingies that I use and stuff down my printed luggage tags out. Now, I don't know. But anyway, that's Oceana Cruises. They're a high-end cruise line. When everybody else is doing everything digitally, they're going back to paper. I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So I wasn't going to use that. But since I'm really trying to kill a little time this morning, because the news today was awful. It was awful most of the week. Yesterday I had a pretty busy show. The rest of the week has been terrible. All right, so I'll be back with a little bit of news after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. Guests aboard MSC Euribia reported an overboard situation near Flam, Norway, in the very early hours yesterday. The overboard alarm was sounded at approximately 2:15 a.m. The alert awakened guests, and a few minutes later, the ship's captain announced the situation and notified passengers that the ship was stopping for rescue operations. Local Coast Guard authorities were notified. At least one rescue helicopter was dispatched to aid in the search. The cruise ship also launched a rescue boat to search the nearby waters. Follow-up announcements confirmed that the individual had been rescued and taken to a local hospital. Their condition is unknown for the sake of their privacy as well as that of their traveling companions and family members. The identity was not revealed. Now, picture this, folks. Not often do you have an overboard situation that the person gets rescued. It happens, but it doesn't happen very often, especially considering the location. Now, this is in Norway in the fjords. I know how cold my pool is. Can you imagine what it going in the drink in Norway is going to be and surviving it? Wow. I mean, who knows? Maybe, he doesn't survive, but at least he did and got to the hospital still alive, at least what the stories say. Anyway, just thought I'd add that in. Hey, cruisers, we still have some openings on the September 6th cruise with Chillie, Boston to Quebec City cruise on the Norwegian Gem. We leave from Boston on September 6th, make our way to Bar Harbor, Halifax, Sydney, Charlottetown, La Baye, and then to Quebec City. We have solo cabins and regular cabins available. Solo starts at $1,365. Double occupancy starts at $935 per person. Those include taxes and port charges. Just give me a call, 434-258-9264. There's also a return cruise from Quebec City to Boston. Ask about that too. And I sure would like somebody to come along on this to help me police Hot Air Tom, because you know he's going to try to get in trouble. So, and it might be a load for me. Just saying. Royal Caribbean Group marked World Oceans Day yesterday by announcing a partnership with Inter Miami CF, Miami's International Football Club, to sponsor coral restoration expeditions through the University of Miami's Rescue a Reef program. Hosting a coral expedition with the University Rosenthal School of Marine, Atmospheric, and Earth Science, the event featured Inter Miami CF midfielder Benjamin Cremaschi. Cremaschi took a dive at the Royal Caribbean Group Reef, a new site off the coast of Miami designated for coral research and rehabilitation, to begin planting over 1,000 coral colonies on reefs near Miami's shoreline. The partnership between Royal Caribbean Group, Inter Miami CF, and the University of Miami's Rescue a Reef program aims to involve local South Florida communities in hands-on coral gardening and reef restoration over the next 6 months. Carnival Cruise Line has quietly removed a popular benefit for its diamond and platinum level returning guests without a notice of the discontinuation. The $25 fun play credit in the ship's casino was never intended as a long-term benefit, but nonetheless, it has been a popular perk that guests have enjoyed for several years. Carnival Cruise Line brand ambassador John Heald has confirmed the perk has been removed from the list of benefits for the upper tiers of Carnival's VIFP loyalty program and is no longer being offered. Hey, cruisers, how about a transatlantic on the Norwegian Bliss, sailing from Miami on January the 4th, arriving in Southampton in the UK on January the 17th. You can sail with Hot Air Tom, Kenneth and Robin, Gary Older Than Dirt, and me, and others on a wonderful cruise on the Bliss. Prices start at $927. Solos start at $1427. Those include taxes and port charges. We'll be stopping at Ponta Delgado, Lisbon, Vigo, Le Havre, and end up in Southampton. It's going to be a fabulous cruise. Miami to Southampton, transatlantic on the Norwegian Bliss. Call me, 434-258-9264. And we do have a couple of new people to welcome into our midst on that cruise. Let's see if I can pull them up real quickly. Where are you? Why aren't you loading, machine? There we go. All right, now I got to go down here and find this is my log with all you people's names on it. All right, we're adding on Helene Kaplan. She's traveling solo. Mary Elizabeth Hefferman, and Catherine Drennan. They are a double occupancy balcony. So they're adding to our little band of merry men and women on the 31st of March. So that's New York to Rome. That's a fantastic trip, guys. All right, that's going to absolutely end the news portion of today's show. So let's go see who's fussing at me over in the chat room. And I just realized Kenneth and Robin aren't on the 31st. They're on the Bliss. I got to change that, don't I? Sorry, Kenneth and Robin. Yeah. I got you on the wrong cruise. I mean, I don't have you on the wrong cruise. I added you on that one as well, thinking that you were on that one, but I know that you're not. Okay, so hot air Tom. Well, Elizabeth will appreciate that, hot air Tom, saying happy Franklin Friday, especially Eli. Very nice, hot air Tom. You're doing that for her because she's not going to be with us today. She's at Ish something, Ish hoo ha. I forget what the X is pronounced Ish, and then the two words after that. Anyway, she's there today. Mike's with us. Hi, Mike. Mike's always with us. There's Kenneth. Hey, Kenneth. Roger, another Brooklyn in the house. Yes, sir. Roger is on his way for another adventure. Gary Older Than Dirt's here. Gary, I'm still working on Anchorage. Man, that's a headache. Nate sent me what to check on last night during the night. So, yeah, I think we did good in Vancouver, but I'm struggling in Anchorage. We might be pitching a tent with the Eskimos or something. Who knows? Gretchen's here out in Ohio. Hi, Gretchen. Steve's with us down in Kentucky. There's Todd. Hey, Todd. Katie says she just got home. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Gretchen. Is today your birthday, Gretchen? I haven't been on Facebook this morning, so I missed that. Sorry. Happy birthday, Gretchen. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Katie. Roger says Manhattan next. Yep. Chillie's Cruises, I thought Kenneth are on both Bliss and Epic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're just on the Bliss. Hi there, Tom. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kenneth. Gary Older Than Dirt, I hear we both had a stalker. Thought it was Cindy from here. Yeah, no, that's that person is what was her name? Cindy Maxwell. It shows that she's on my friends list. I've never heard of her. So, yeah, not sure where that one came from, guys. But anyway, she went after both Gary and Hot Air Tom. Gretchen's 27th birthday. That's probably very true. Hot Air Tom, we're still not sure about the Bliss because we don't know if we could get someone to watch the farm and store for both cruises. I see. Gary says she was an interesting scam. Yeah, I hate those. I really do. All right, guys. Gretchen says 67 on 6/7. Well, you don't have to give your age away, Gretchen. Not that you just blasted it all over the world. I wasn't going to mention that. You're a young chick to me. Keep that in mind, will you? All right, guys. That's it for the weekend. I hope maybe to get out tomorrow someplace. I'm not going to go out today and try to film something if the wind's going to be as bad as they're calling for. So we'll see. But maybe by tomorrow I could get out and test the waters a little bit on going someplace and doing some filming. Hope to do that. But again, It's not anything that I absolutely have to do, but I would sure like to have some fresh content that I can send to, to Will's Instagram account. So I don't want them to forget about me. As if they could. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for being here. Please smash that thumbs up button. And again, hi there, Tom. Thank you for the mention of Elizabeth's favorite Friday saying, honoring a longtime friend of hers. So that's it for today. Oh, and also, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It doesn't cost you anything. Take this as my invitation. We're heading for 10,000 subscribers by next week. We're heading that way. I got a thing yesterday from, I don't know if it was from YouTube. It might have been from vidIQ or one of those services that in the last 30 days I had 267 new subscribers, I think it was. That's pretty good. I'd like to do that every month and even more. But yeah, that'd be nice. That's almost 10 a day. Yeah, I like those numbers. All right. That's it. You guys have a great weekend. Roger, you guys have a phenomenal trip. Post some pictures so I can steal them. I'd like to keep everybody up on what you're doing when you get up there in northern part of Europe. So, all right, guys, that's it for the weekend. You guys have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. And hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas, just like Hot Air Tom and Cindy and Gretchen and Fred and Gary and a bunch of people are doing here in the next few months. So, and the rest of you join us. I'll talk to you later. Y'all have a great weekend.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, chilly chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.